by popular demand, Base Wars is back at Slamology 2023, June 10th and the 11th in Indianapolis, Indiana at the Lucas Oil Raceway Park. Come enjoy one of our burp classes, clamp classes, music classes, or one of our demo classes. Pre-register for Base Wars at slamology.com. Hello, everybody. How are you? It's good to be with you tonight. I just got home from my Virginia trip this weekend. It was fun. It was cold, but then it was hot, and then it was cold again. So it was kind of weird, but it was fun. It was fun. So I thought I would start out since Jimmy's not here. He's taking the day off. And I thought it would be fun to go over where our shows will be this coming weekend. Looks like we have Friday night at UAF, Saturday Wheel Jam 2023 in South Dakota. Looks like Jimmy's got a birthday party in Harrisonville, Virginia. Battle on the Bay in California, Santa Clara, California. Base on the Beach in Biloxi. Let's see. Audio Solutions Shootout this Sunday at 10. I think that's it for this coming weekend, unless I messed one of them up. So get to one of those, man. We're having a good time. So give me some comments. What did you guys do this weekend? I went to Virginia, saw some sights, come back to Pigeon Forge, stayed the evening, then come back home today. I got home about 30 minutes ago. And here I am. That's what I did. We had I think a Port Wars record break at 187.5. That was pretty exciting. There were some other ones they said that they think we broke. I don't really know what those are yet, but so we got some top 10 numbers changing. That's pretty cool. Is there any changes you guys would like to see or talk about? Great work. Oh, in Iowa. Yeah. See, I missed that one. I saw some videos from there, though. Greg had a good show in Tennessee, in McMinnville, Tennessee, and I think Melissa said she had a good show. She was a little south of there. We had a good show in Collinsville, Virginia, at Bryant Radio. It's a good show. And then let's see, somebody else had one, and it was a great show also. No, nobody's top. I don't think anybody's going. I don't see anybody. Well, you know what? I don't think anybody's going to top Carlos in the next little bit. But you know, Greg Corbin is about a 180 or over now. And then Carlos Herrera, he sold his Extreme vehicle. That's what I think he did. That vehicle is kind of loud in every way. I don't know if it can get to add another 10 decimals or whatever, but no, that 187 was Port Wars, and it wasn't even the normal Port Wars. It turns out, to me, Port Wars is dropping a port in a port or sliding it up in a port. That's kind of what it is. But turns out, looks like today's Port Wars people, they funnel the port down and clip the sensor to it. So that's how these numbers are coming up. Any of you guys that are doing regular Port Wars, don't be discouraged by these scores, because they're playing a different game than you are. Some of them will put the sensor in there and cap it off. I didn't realize they were doing that. But once we let some do it all year, not knowing, I decided to just let it fly this year. And next year, will have a regular Port Wars and an extreme Port Wars, if you want to call it that. Yeah, but 187.5, even though still that's loud. That's loud. I think it's the loudest one of those I've ever seen. I saw 83 or 84. I'm not sure what Robert is doing up in Tony Dogar's region. Not sure how he's getting his, but I saw this one. And so they make the enclosure and they run a port about 5 feet outside it, and they calculate the quarter wave of the frequency, and that's how they get it. I mean, it's awesome. It's a good thing. I mean, they're making loud numbers. It's not easy to do. If it was that easy to do, everybody would be doing it. So it's kind of like the Burt boxes people call. Those guys, they work hard to get those numbers out of those, even though a lot of people don't give them much respect. It's still a challenge to do what they do. And they lead the way for everybody else to know what to do to get loud, even on their dailies. So we appreciate them too. Hello, Jessica. I think Jessica went to a show this weekend. I think she had a good time. I don't think it was one of our shows. I think it's somewhere in Atlanta, I think, or somewhere around there. Yeah, Greg Corbin's loud. Man, he's loud. Ooh, and his is tall too. Maybe I should put on some of that mood music we had for you guys. See if you guys like this, because the music I have, you may not like. Just be too loud. Where's the mood music? How about that? Yeah? No? Nobody want to dance? All right. Got a 155. Very cool. Yeah, man. There's something to be said for those FI subs, because that's what Carlos is using too. And I'm guessing, I don't know, that's 2 of probably the top 10 in the world, I would guess, right? That's not bad odds for a particular brand of subs, you know? Well, I'm glad y'all don't have any questions for me. That means that everything's going well and all the rules are easily out there. You guys know how to do them. I think Jimmy had a very good very good show up in Kansas this past weekend. Or actually, I think he was. I think he was in Iowa. Not sure. But I have the most of the files, but I've not looked at them to know how many each one. I know Greg in Tennessee ran 67 runs. I think that's pretty good for us. It's pretty good for Tennessee. And let me see if I can find this. If you are in Kentucky, we're coming to Kentucky. I think this will be our first show in Kentucky coming up. I'm trying to find my little note here. Let's see. Yep, we're coming to the farm in Kentucky. I don't know exactly where the date is. We were going to be there before something happened. We couldn't get there, and now we're going to get there. They've not. I don't know if they've picked out a date yet, but so Kentucky, we're coming at you. At the farm. Oh, okay. I thought he had sundown. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's that. Slamology's in 2 weeks. We're excited. We're going to try to put on a big show like we did last year. It was pretty fun. Who all's going? Anybody in here going? Can tell us that you're going to Slamology? Yeah, Russellville, Kentucky. That's the fat farm we're going to. That's cool. I'm excited about it. I wish I could be there. I may can. The lowest class. Well, our classes go mostly by cone area for this year. And we got trunk classes, no wall classes, open class. But the smallest trunk class we have is stealth, and it's up to 250 inches and up to 3,000 watts. Our trunk, any of the no wall classes, any of the classes, trunk and no wall. The smallest one we have is up to 250 inches and 3,000 watts max. Yeah, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think it may have been Bandit that we are pretty sure we got a record out of. It's CRX. There. Boss class, yeah. Yeah, Boss is the next one that goes up to 350 inches and 5,000 watts. Let's see here. I can get this stuff up in front of me. Nope. Appears as though I cannot. Nope. Cannot. There is a reason for that. I need to fix the website. I changed documents, so that would be why. Let's see here. However, I have the original document, so let me pull that up. We'll go over that. Bear with me. Almost there. Okay. So all of the scores are not in because we just got home. We've been home not very long. So Let me see. Boss class. Yeah, boss class. The top spot in boss was 152.47. Let's see. I think it was Bandit that we. Nelson had it, or has it, at 152.99, almost 153 right now, unless some data comes in and that changes in the Bandit class. But I think, I know we changed that class. I just don't remember which one it was. That would be cool. Like to see the scores go. Oh yeah, I was trying to put on a little mood music, make everybody like me a little better, since I was going to be boring tonight. There, that better. I'm not singing though, man. Not happening. Yeah, we appreciate that. We think we're the most laid back organization of them all. Our whole org is just kind of ran that way. Right? I hope we put up some good numbers. I'd like to see a lot of the top tens change after that day. If we run that as many people as we did last time. Last year, run 200 and something score sheets with along with like dual classes, wound up being 400. So hopefully we can do better than that this time. Right? Hey, they cost more money to fill up. You guys have zero questions or suggestions for what we do next year? We're starting to think about it already. We're going to try and break out some of the music classes, the music demo classes. So that's one thing we kind of have coming, I think. We're probably going to be doing away with the cone area and going just by subs, just to make it easy for you guys to figure out what class you're in. What about location? Which location are you speaking of? Our finals, the way the finals work is for us. Well, to Slamology. I don't know. That's probably not going to change. If you're talking about Slamology, that's probably not going to change. Grudge match runs, they can be a minute, 30 seconds. They can be anything we decide to make them. Yeah. Oh no, I would never do that. No, all we're gonna do is like basically we'll throw those inches away. Well, I won't just throw them away, but I'll do the same thing that I did this time. I just took the port. This last year, I took the port out of the calculation. But what I did is I sit here and calculate, okay, well, if they had this much port on this many speakers, any more than that, they're going to be unloading. It's not going to be any good. And that's kind of how I picked the class, picked the numbers for the speakers alone this year. So next year, I'm going to take just Like if you have two 12s, we'll say, okay, that's either 24, or we'll just count. And the power will be kind of factored in. It will still have the power element, but you won't have to calculate the inches of the speakers. So if it's a 12, you won't have to know that it's 113 inches. You just know 12. So whereas the class might go up to 250 inches, now it might go up to 200 or up to 25 inches, that kind of thing, just to make it easy for you guys. Four 12s on Assault 12. So if you were already in Ninja, if that's a Ninja build right there, let's see, 412s, you're a no wall, so that's Ninja. 412s, that's about 460 inches, but that power throws you up to Ninja. So it would keep you in the same class, except your class might be 0 to 60, or 0 to 50, or as far as the cone area, but the power is not going to change. Yeah. I wish we didn't have to use power at all, but we do. Any other kind of classes y'all would like to see? I would like to see some base boxing classes like IASCA's. I like that. Everybody says that's fun. I'll tell you something about that rule. What she's talking about, she's got 412s and Assault 12, which is 12,000 watts, right? So she would be in the Assassin class, but that maxes out at 10,000 watts. So she's got 12,000. So it bumps her up one class. So the good news for Jessica is she could add 15 more of those Assault 12s, and she still only goes up to Ninja. She doesn't go any past it. Power can only bump you up one class. So what do you guys think about if we do a base boxing kind of stuff? Or is there anything else you guys would like to see that would make it fun? Keep in mind that currently we only have 48 slots in the term lab. Right now we've got like 1 or 2 spots left over. I'm not sure what base boxing is. I just know that Jordan Acosta says it's mega fun and that we should do it. No, what we would do is, so I don't think we'll provide you to play what music you want, but we'd probably have to provide it. But then what you do is you pick a number, I believe. Say if you enter a 140 class, you might get it. A lot of them do 139.9, and you have to play that music without going over, without busting, without going over. Get as close to as you can without going over. I have no idea what those are. No idea. I don't know what organization that would be. Yeah, so the benefit is that is one time that, let's say, somebody in the stealth class could compete against, say, Carlos, somebody with a big system. And I'm just using that as an example. I don't know that Carlos would be interested in something like that, but I'm just saying you could. That's a base race. Okay, that's base race DB drag. I don't know. Well, Jordan and I talked about it. He described it. And what is base boxing? That's what I was told was really fun. Whatever base boxing is, something like that. We want to kind of come up with that, I think. So Dale Brown, how does it work? Well, we'll have to probably tweak it a little bit for us because we don't have the same abilities in the term lab that the other orgs do. We just have simple, like we can't do we call those brackets and stuff like that. That we don't have that unlocked for us. So we are going to do some brackets, but we're just going to do it on paper. "30-second qualifying music, sealed or door open. Then the top two go head to head for 3 rounds. Sealed, door open, both doors open." So I can tell you right now, if we do something like this, ours will be just as far as doors open or whatever. You just do whatever you want to do the best you can. But I think we would have to give music for that because if you had the music, and I would think that would be kind of too easy. I could see somebody setting the volume on 25 and setting a DSP on a certain number, and it'd just be easy. We'll put some kind of twist on it to kind of hopefully. We don't want to copy anybody. If you have them for that, but we want to do something like that makes it fun. I like it. It's exciting to watch. It's not really exciting to video, but it's exciting to watch. Demo guys still have the YouTube, cool to watch on, on video. Demo guys got that. There's nothing else we can do to top that. Yeah. So we'll definitely come up with something for us. Jordan is supposed to be doing that. Might need to motivate him a little bit. So you guys, there's this profile picture. It's got in there. I don't know if you guys remember that team trophy that I showed you guys, but it got delivered. And man, I can't apologize to those guys enough. They should have had that trophy a long time ago. And I dropped the ball, didn't get it to them till now. Season's halfway over, and they just got their trophy. But looks like they're having a lot of fun with it. I've seen it posted on Facebook a lot. They won it's the Gorilla Base boys around the Lafayette area. They won the team trophy last year. They'll hold that trophy, and hopefully they'll put something cool inside that trophy and hand it off to the next guys. That would be awesome. Some kind of a little memento, or something that says we won it, and it can stay in that cup, and then hopefully everybody will put a little something in there for the years to go on, So there's no real pattern to how Port Wars is done right now. And that's the oversight on my behalf also. I intended Port Wars to be Port Wars, but apparently people are capping off the port and funneling it down into the sensor. And, I don't know what that is. I'm not knocking it, but that's not what I intended our Port Wars to be. But I did not know that people were doing that. So right now, Port Wars is all over the place as far as what it is. I intended for you to put that sensor in your port and let it rip. But some people are clipping it to a holder for the port. Some people are putting it in a port and then capping it off, which is in essence putting it in the box. We're gonna make some guidelines for it next year. It's too late to do it this year because this has gone on too long without me knowing. And it's not the judge's fault. We never discussed it. I just never really thought anybody would be that into Port Wars, but they are. And that's fine. But so we're gonna have to just kind of define it. So everybody's playing the same game. Same with old school. You know, I designed that for like a nod to the fellas that had to do it back in the day, and this changed a little bit. And there's some big numbers coming in Port Wars. I don't know. I mean, in old school, I don't know how it's doing, but it may be that, but I'm not sure. Right. So we're going to probably have this 2 different sections of Port Wars next year. And we'll probably do it a Port Wars Extreme and then the regular Port Wars. Port Wars Extreme is just do whatever you want to do, and Port Wars will be you put it in a port, not at the edge. Put it inside the port, not inside the box, not past it, not capping it off, not funneling it down to a 1/4-inch hole the size of the sensor. We're gonna bring Port Wars back to be unmolested, but we will get put another one out there for Port Wars Extreme and let these guys go crazy with the numbers that they want to, because that's a cool thing. I'm not knocking it at all. It takes, like I said, if it was easy, everybody'd be doing it, and everybody's not doing it. Kind of like the Burt builds, those guys are monumentally important to everybody else. They figure out how to make the meter go loud, and then the demo guys and the other guys, they follow suit. But there's not very many people that do Burt builds, so we don't want to do anything to get those off because they're super important. But that's why we created those professional classes for them. We're going to bring some T-shirts up there. That's maybe some decals. That's about it. I think next year we're going to do what we can do to get a class for the like the demo classes with Hurricane, Typhoon, all that stuff. We're going to try to make a way for trunk builds to participate in that, and then like trunk, no wall, and wall to try and make it a little bit. But I have to look at the data first. I'm confident we could do a trunk one. I just don't know if it's necessary to do wall and no wall. I have to look at the data to see if the scores are very much apart. Got some of no wall guys doing the mid-60s easy. So I mean, it's like a funny for you guys is when I first started, I had my classes were like cabin, trunk, whatever. And I was wanting to give it a weight factor. So like if you had a trunk car, you'd multiply your score by 1.1. If you had a B-pillar build, you would multiply your score by like 1.05 or something like that. And what I wanted to do is do that to where you could throw that factor in there, and you guys could compete against one another, no matter your build. But then we had some trunk builds come popping 160s and beating the B pillars, beating the wall guys. And then when you threw that 1.1 multiplication factor towards that score, they were just creaming them. And I was like, well, that don't work. So we had to back up on that, but that would have been fun. Trunk Typhoon. Yeah. Well, that's kind of something we want to come up with. I'm going to talk it over with all the judges before we make any. We're not like other orgs. We don't really have committees and stuff. We use this live stream, and when I talk to you guys at the shows, we just listen, and I usually bounce it off some of the other judges, and we just kind of see, what we might want to change. And that's just kind of how it's done. We don't, there ain't some committee. Like if you guys don't like a rule, you just have to look right here. It's at me. It's not some committee making a decision. It's me, and I'm not afraid to make a decision. And if if it makes you unhappy, I'm not afraid to stand in front of you and discuss it. If it makes you happy, I'm also willing to stand in front of you and discuss it. But I don't have to have a committee to make a class or a rule. I don't need that. I take my judges' words from them, and we all weigh it and decide what we think we ought to do, and we do it. But if there was a rule that got created that everybody just hated, I hate to say a rule, I almost have to say a class. But if there was something that the competitors didn't like, then it would fall back on me, not on one of the judges, because at the end of the day, I make that decision. Yeah, there could be the case, but there's some small cars that are just way louder than those big builds. I've seen one single 15 doing a 70, and that's a lot louder than some of the 415s and 418 builds that I've seen. So, yeah, that's right. What defines a big build? I really was excited for that handicap thing, but man, it just didn't work. I wanted everybody to be able to compete against one another. Y'all just don't have what we had back then. You don't have the excitement of not knowing who's winning. I mean, who's going to win before you even run. So y'all don't get that excitement of waiting for the results to come, and that sucks for y'all. You better get over that in the next 2 weeks, right? Any other suggestions? I'm all ears. Right. It took me a while. Yeah. So that's what our demo wars is kind of like. And shame on me. Greg come up with those for us, and I was supposed to create some brackets for him many months ago, and I keep forgetting. I mean, absolutely forgetting. So I'm going to write it down right now, even though I'm probably going to not know what I did with this piece of paper and forget it again. But yeah, we're supposed to be doing that with our demo classes, with our demo wars. Yeah, I'm going to forget it again. I guarantee it. Create brackets. Oh, knowledge for you guys also. I'll be out of town again tomorrow. And but Wednesday, I should be here and able to create the score graphics for you guys. So Wednesday, Thursday, you'll see them come out. I'm excited about them. It just takes me a little while to do them. And but I take care of my dad. He's old, 88, 87. And so I got to go get him some food and, fill up his P.O. box. And I do that every week. So can't miss that. He's only got about 7-8 days worth of food. I've been gone about 6 days now. So I have to do that tomorrow. But yeah, so that's what we want to do with the base boxing type thing. But we don't the term lab. We don't have that for us. So I'm not exactly sure how we can do it other than just on paper. Yeah, he's not lying about that. Playing some real music. Yeah. Yeah, I had made some, but they keep getting taken. But But yeah, we could definitely make some. We should do that. I reached out to some people to make us a CD, but it was just not cost effective for us. Everybody is ready for Slamology, surely. We've been preparing now for a year. What would be, Sunroof Wars? Yeah, I don't know if that would be good. Most of the guys have their sunroofs blocked off. South Dakota. That's cool. Y'all, just a couple years ago, we was only in Mississippi, Louisiana, and Alabama. So I'm just terrible at art, Thomas. Uh, I think we should. I think somebody should donate all their time and do those graphics for me. That is good at art. I just YouTube it and do the best I can. And I usually change those colors due to the background. I thought that yellow and orange was the poppiest colors that stood out as best I could. But I'm open to suggestions. So Thomas, you got some ideas? Shoot it to my inbox. Now, those graphics, man, they're getting full. I can't put as many photos and stuff on there of the cars and the people as I'd like. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that, but I can't make the writing much smaller, else you guys won't be able to read it on your phones. I look at everything on the computer. I don't even look at my phone really. On the computer, I can read it, but then when you guys look at it on that little bitty screen, it is tough. So I can't make the writing much smaller. So I don't know how much color would help. And truth is, I try to get creative with those photos, and it just it's hard to make that writing stand out sometimes. Now, if I standardize it, made it kind of like some of the other, well, they don't even do it. But some of the other orgs have flyers for their events, and it's just like block stuff. If I did something like that, it would probably look better. But I think you guys like the graphics with the people and stuff on there better than just old block stuff, Maybe that bottom color is just too dark. Yeah, I'm excited. I think that's Dan finally getting going up there. I was wondering, was he retired? Yeah, me too, man. I think that's what, and that's why these things take me so long. Some of you guys, man, if I can find you, sometimes I stalk your page, your Facebook page, or whatever, to try and get photos. But sometimes I don't have good ones, and how long does it take to cut one out, and then how long does it take to put all that together so that covers up tag plates, covers up cleavage or whatever? Y'all got to cover that stuff up. We're not trying to have a bikini contest on the graphics, but so a lot goes into making them. I know it doesn't seem like it, but it does, and they take me a long time. And some days you just don't feel creative. Just some days it just ain't there. And that's when you guys get those really plain ones. Right? So I tell you something else. Speaking of being cute, I hope I've not made a mistake already, but we've gone through our awards way faster than I thought we were. So I'm going to probably make a post on the Base Wars page. And if you guys have some cool photos that you would like to be on a tag plate, you'll just post them under there. And wish I had a tag plate handy, but don't. But the photos that you might submit, you got to realize those tag plates are, this way, not this way. So if you send me a picture this way, then I have to blow it up till it gets wide enough to get to the edges. And that kind of, and so that means it chops off, the top and the bottom. So if you could take a, what we call landscape picture and submit those, that'd be awesome. Yeah, man, I'm excited to tell you that we're in Trinidad already. We have some interest in Mexico, some interest in the Philippines and Africa. So, yeah, we're if we could just find judges, we're ready. We're excited. Yeah, see, that would be awesome. We'd love to do that. So if you don't see top tens, it's usually because we haven't had enough people in them. So I'm looking at let me see. Well, actually, Iron Horse we could. The top guy is at 142.95. That's Jake. And then Tad with a 142.35. They're pretty close. Memo with a 131. Robert with a 125. Yeah, I could start adding that. Yeah, I thought, but the last time I looked at it, we'd only had like one or two, and so I wasn't posting it. But that's enough to post right there. Yeah, help us find a judge over there. That would be awesome. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Jake's got the top spot. So the number 2 guy behind you is Tad Griffin. Jake, you have a 142.95. He has a 142.35. That's pretty close. Yeah. Yeah, y'all got a good battle going on there. Brett's been silent, which is who knows what he's doing. Use current judges in the SPO comps as they're busy fighting each other and canceling events here. Yeah, we try to not take judges that are judges for other orgs because of things such as that right there. If you are in Australia, man, our org is different. We don't have drama. I've been doing this 6 years now, and we've just not had anything. No trouble. And we rarely cancel a show, and there's reasons for this. I don't know how it is over there, but here, in a lot of the orgs, they have to pay a franchise fee or something like that. And so the judge has to take on, some risk, financial risk to pay that fee. I've heard that some of the other orgs are like $250, $500, $1,000. And if the show don't do well, then they don't do well. They could lose money. But we have a different business model. So we don't have that risk. And so our judges can have a show, and if nobody shows up, they're just out gas money. So that allows us to have more shows than others. We don't charge a franchise fee to a host. That helps too. So, and I didn't intend to cheapen the industry by doing that. But what I did have is, in my area, we had no shows, and we were brand new when I started. Well, we weren't even a competitive organization. We were just doing meet and greets. But so how could I ask somebody to pay me money when I'm nobody? And so we got started not paying franchise fees. So nobody having to pay me fees. And we just continued that way. But if people had to pay us fees, we wouldn't have as many shows. And we're most I know for myself, and most of the judges, if not all of them, are more so in it for the fun and the providing of the shows than they are the money. So it just is. It's just a good. It works out good for us. Now, we do charge a fee if there's a bunch of orgs there and they're getting paid. We also charge the average of what all those get paid. If there's another org there and they're getting paid and we're splitting the customers with them, then we feel like we should get paid too. But if it's just us, we don't charge. Iron Horse is the motorcycle class, motorcycles, side by sides, that kind of stuff. I have been looking for somebody in Michigan. I tried to talk Michael Larson into doing it, but he's doing other things. I thought Dan was going to do it, but then Dan moved. So we need a Michigan guy. Good news is I did meet somebody when I was in Virginia at Bryant Radio this weekend to potentially do some North Carolina shows. So we may have us a North Carolina guy. And then we also have Brandon Erickson. He and I talked, and he's been on with us for a little bit, but I was waiting on him and he was waiting on me, and we got that worked out. So Brandon's gonna start having some shows now. Y'all want me to put the mood music back on? Let's see. Yeah. Well, I've not heard anything about that. I'm not in any groups over there, but if you are in any Facebook groups that you could add me to, that'd be good. And I'll start putting some of our flyers and our results and stuff, maybe generate some interest over there and find us a judge, Yeah, that would be nice. All of our judges have other jobs, and Michael Larson, we try to talk him into it, but he just likes retirement too much. Isn't that where I think that's where he's at in Minnesota? It's really cold there. So we've almost got the East Coast covered. We need somebody in Arizona. Yeah, Arizona. Richard's doing a good job covering like Las Vegas. So I guess Nevada and California. I think Richard and I talked and we thought it would be a good idea to have somebody a little further north than him, like in whatever that next state is. It Oregon? I think it's up there. So we could probably take somebody there. The guys have protected areas, so like if you do a show in their area, it's that judge's. It's their area. So yeah, we need some Texas. Yeah. I talked Jordan into going to South Texas to do one coming up in August, but we don't have anybody else in Texas. Brad is the closest one. He's in Oklahoma. But, even Dallas is just really too far for him to go. So we need some Texas judges. And I think it would be fun to have Colorado also. I don't know if it's big there or not, but I would like to. Yeah, and Florida. I forget about Florida. We need somebody there too. I thought I had somebody in there, so I've been kind of on hold there. But but it did work out. So we're kind of back to square one in Florida. I'm enjoying working with Richard. I'm proud to have him. But I will tell you guys too, man. Most of the things that somebody may complain about is me dropping the ball on my end. I never planned to be the corporate person. I also supporting these guys is sometimes a challenge. Like these results, I think most of the other orgs they can just upload it to a thing, and I don't have that ability. So I have to come home and create these graphics for you guys, and so. Like I traveled a little bit this weekend. I just got home, and tomorrow I'm going to travel. And I don't know if I will be up there Tuesday night and Wednesday too. So, it could be as late as Thursday before I get these graphics out to you guys. And those top 10s take me 6 hours to do. So, shame on me. Most of the time the guys get me the stuff, but I just am not sitting here. And we all have stuff to do, but I dropped the ball on it. You ought to have those scores on Monday. Really, I just hadn't been able to make it happen. It's just a lot different than when it was just me, Jordan, and Jimmy. I could do that, but this many it's just a little bit more than I can do quickly. That is. All the artwork that you guys see, I just YouTube to learn that, and I've about figured it out now. But there was a time it took me an hour to put a little background on a photo or an outline, a feel. I had to learn all that by YouTube. And the spreadsheet stuff, that's why it's so slow to give you guys the results on a spreadsheet. The spreadsheet that we have, it could probably work now, but there was a time that there was too much data. So I had put all of our scores on that spreadsheet, but it would take you 10 minutes to load on your phone. And then every time you moved it, you wait another 10 minutes for all that data to load. And it wasn't good. So though the graphics take a long time right now, they're just the best thing for us. And the top 10s are made to just kind of keep you in the loop of who's at the top. But there's something that you guys don't think about. I don't think you look at those top 10s and you think, oh man, I can't get there. But that top guy, there's a lot of those people that aren't members, and you had to be a member to compete at finals. So a lot of these people, their scores might be on the top 10, but you won't have to compete against them at finals. Right. I'm excited that it is doing that, but I'm also very unprepared for it. Yeah. So I was just thinking this past weekend, if Wally's still in here, he'll know, but Team Sundown Patrick, I think he did a 66 and change. I posted a video of it. Y'all, I think that's 4 15s in a no wall. Right? 4 15s in a no wall doing that. And there's many chaos wall B pillar builds that are not even doing a 60. So that's kind of crazy. Yeah, that's true. At finals, things could go wrong. Though I will tell you, there is something about finals for us that's a little different, actually, for every show. I don't know if you guys realize this, but there is no way for you to get disqualified out of a Base Wars show. The only way is to be mean to the judge, right? If you do something that we think is malicious, yeah, we might put you out. We call that being mean to the judge. But that whole free reruns thing, you mess up, you don't have to pay us another $50 to run. You can just run. It's all about being fun. But yeah, you can't get kicked out. There's no way to get disqualified. If you do something wrong, if we find you in the wrong class, we'll just move you to that class. But that's why we're going to drop the cone area calculation and just go to number of speakers. See, we used to do cone and port, and I really like that, but nobody could calculate. Lots of people couldn't calculate the area of their port, so it's a problem. So now we're finding that just like that, people aren't just 100% able to calculate the cone area. But they know how many subs are in there, so that's what we're going to go to. We're gonna go to, and I'm gonna make a chart. If you got 2 10s in this, if you got 2 12s, and you got 2 10s, if you got 1 10 and 2 12s, and you're in that. And I'm gonna make a class for it. I'm gonna make a graph for it, and that'll be on the score sheet, and that's the way we'll do it. Well, yeah, it's been a while. Now, what is BABA? Anybody know? Nobody knows what BABA is. BABA is an audio angel. Okay, I'm down. Well, I'm trying not to call it a lot more classes, Thomas, but because I don't really want a bunch more. I just want us to make the ones we have more fair. So when you say more classes, yeah, probably so, mainly in the demo areas. I'm pretty happy with our no wall classes, our open classes, our trunk classes. C pillar I'm pretty happy with. Pro classes I'm happy with, but the demo classes are growing, and those just like no trunk build will enter that, but they really want to. So that's kind of the reason we're going to do that. I think we're going to do that. By the way, if you guys don't have any of these, you should go get some of these kicker earbud things. These are cool. I don't know what happened. I've been doing this podcast now this is 169, I think, since we started counting. We did some before that, so probably around 200 podcasts, and I've never had to have these. Well, all of a sudden, I start getting crazy feedback. I don't know. So I kind of had to do it. Big trophies. Man, tell me what you're talking about. I have no idea. But I will tell you guys, we don't do trophies, and I'll tell you why. There's a couple of reasons. There's a bunch of reasons, actually. So most people that have a lot of trophies don't really have anywhere to put them. They wind up giving them away, throw them away. I've had a lot of trophies in my time, and I've got none right now. So I really enjoy doing the plaques. I liked them better than the tag plates. But when COVID happened, the plaques, I'll give you an example. A blank plaque that I used to pay $2 for is now $10. And that's not even counting. And so I pay that, and then I have to make it. I have to print it, press it, box it up, and ship it. So shipping tag plates costs a good bit, but shipping those, the first time I shipped Jimmy a set of plaques for a show, for his first show, I think it was $160. So you throw that into the cost of a show. So, but anyway, the plaques became unattainable during COVID. They just weren't in stock. So we had to try something else. I was embarrassed to give a tag plate. I was just like, this little thin piece of metal. We're doing metal at the time. And I was like, I can't do it. But I did it because I had to. I didn't have any choice. I didn't have any plaques. So I did it, and then people seemed to like them better. So we went on and just kept with the tag plate thing. And some of you guys probably still have them. They're metal. Well, man, this one guy, he had a very nice vehicle. He was excited. At a car show, he won his tag plate. He put that tag plate down on his car, take pictures, stuff like that. somebody went to pick it up and it scratched his car. So he was pretty mad. So that, in combination with one other thing, sublimation. And a lot of you are getting sublimated different things for an award. Any of those little metal things are sublimated. A lot of the trophies have a little disc in the center of them. They're sublimated. But those things fade over time. So, but the tag plates that we have now done two things. They're a print, not a sublimation, so they're not going to fade. But also, because they're a print, we can use two sides. So if you're bored with the images, you got twice as many options as far as images. So the fact that, it would cost me a fortune to ship trophies. Oh, you guys don't know this, but I provide the awards for the judges. I'm not sitting and putting together trophies that you guys don't even want. I'm not spending my days doing that. And I don't think any of my judges that get off at 5 or 6 o'clock on a Friday, and go home Friday night and put together trophies for a Saturday show. And then a lot of them got small vehicles. They can't really carry all those trophies anyway. So this is where I just have to say that if you don't like our awards, we can't help you. It might not be the award for you if that's what your game is, but that's kind of how we ended up at Tag Plates, and that's kind of how we're kind of locked into them right now. I do have some other stuff coming that'll add to that, but it's not ready yet as far as an award goes. Yeah. See, we've all gotten rid of all our old trophies, Back when I was going to do trophies, I had a competitor. His dad was a competitor, and he had all these old trophies, and he donated, 100 and something of them. It took me a trailer to go get them all, I think. Yeah. People just don't keep them. But these tag plates, you can put in a file. You can take, if I were you guys, I'd take a Sharpie or a paint pen and write where it is, your score, all that stuff. I used to print a blank area for people to write on it on the plaques, but I saw everybody posting these things without any writing on them, and it was embarrassing to me, so I quit putting the spot on there. But that's something I could do on the design. I could leave a spot for you guys to put your scores in, to write it in there if you wanted to, but it looked bad when people were posting them. So I stopped doing that. Right. And also, listen, I don't know, I don't get it. And maybe some of you have mansions that you can put all these tag plates, these trophies in. But some of you, where are you going to haul a 6-foot trophy like at finals? Where are you hauling that thing? What are you going to haul it in? You're going to have your buddies have to take it home for you. Yeah, what do you do with all them things? There's nowhere to put them. And if you're new, you don't know that, but we're trying to save you that pain. If you're not new, then and you don't even care really what awards you get. Really, you just want for everybody to know you first, and you're gonna own them. I haven't figured it out exactly yet. Last time it was 1,500. We got 5,000 tag plates, and we've gone through more than half of them now. And the year's just now really getting kicked off. So I'm going to order 10,000. I think I'll be able to do that for around $2,000 a sponsor, and maybe take a Ford sponsor. We did 3 sponsors last time, so take a Ford sponsor at $2,000 and order 10,000 plates this time. So yeah, we have those. You can reach out to me and I can get you one, or some of the judges have them. Some of the judges don't have them. But we have them, and I'm working on getting some more. So that's one of the things I was doing. I have a 68-inch cutter right there and a lot of vinyl back there. But those little decals take a long time to cut and weed, and I just can't. I don't have the time to do it anymore. So Melissa Hall said she'd come help. I have about 100 of them cut over there in lime green that they need taping. So Melissa will get on that. A hurricane cruise, right? So yeah, we have them, but so those decals, I'm going to look to have those printed. I asked for a quote on having printed kind from now on, so we don't have to weed them. Weed them takes a long time, and after I weed 500 of them, I'm angry and an unhappy person, and I don't want anybody to have decals after that. Man. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go get a decal. I'm gonna go find a decal. I got one over there. So I'm gonna play this little video for you while I get up and go get them. So this is gonna be a short video. You guys saw it a minute ago, and as soon as I get back, I'll stop the video, and we'll. But anyway, I'll show you. Watch this video. By popular demand, Base Wars is back at Slamology 2023, June 10th and the 11th in Indianapolis, Indiana at the Lucas Oil Raceway Park. Come enjoy one of our Burp classes, clamp classes, music classes, or one of our demo classes. Pre-register for Base Wars at Slamology.com. Here is some that I was cutting. You guys have seen some of these, and I know you can't see the little cut lines in there, but whenever I weed these little thin lines on the lightning bolt just don't really work out very well. So there's a few of these out there, but I hate doing them enough. You probably won't see any more like this. These, we've been doing these forever. These are our 145, 150, we've done a lot of these. There's a lot of these out there. And every one of them that you see, I have personally cut and weeded. Here's another one. I just grabbed it because it was in that pile. I've not weeded these yet. But as you can see, this is the same subwoofer that everybody has. Let's see if I can tilt it to where you, and it's got Base Wars written there. But like I said, after you weed 500-600 of them, you don't want to weed anymore. So they're getting. I've reached out to try and find somebody that can print them for us. Justin Much over in Robertsdale. He does a lot of stuff with me and for me. So, and then we got Kyle and them. If he don't want to do it, Kyle and them is. I bet they would do it for us. So, yeah. So we have them. They're just hard to keep up with. Yeah, I hope you get one too. So I'll tell you, we're not as fast as anybody that's got these web stores, but if you go onto Facebook or go to basewars.org, you can click on store and you can order any of those. But I'm it's just me. So if I'm out of town, I can't ship it out to you until I get back. So I'm not as quick as these stores are as far as getting the merchandise to you. on, man. You need that hair, right? Yeah, you'll wind up like me, no hair. I wear this hat. I'm still learning about the whole podcast stuff, even though I've done nearly 200 of them. It changes when you work in your studio. You change things. So sometimes I need this hat to keep the camera from washing out my head. Sometimes I don't. So, yeah. What class would 612s and a blow through? That's a dang good question. That blow through thing has been a crazy discussion with us. But I believe 612s, it's 113 inches. So 600, just figure 675, I guess. So that would be chaos class. That'd be our open chaos class, depending on how much power you have. Andy, you hadn't missed much. Jimmy's on vacation today, and I just walked in the house from Virginia, so we're just winging it. I know you know what that's like. Right? I think Richard's got some stuff. Yeah. Hello, Michael. How goes it? Right? I'm a Google. We need Google for car audio. So this is how come we don't do points. Well, actually, we do keep up with points, and the points that you guys get are on the score sheet right down here at the bottom. But we just don't really use them as far as finals invite. The reason we don't is we don't want somebody to come. If we started doing points now, we would start probably doing double and triple, and I think 7 times the points. I guess I don't get that. That just makes no business sense to me. So I don't want you to come to one show that's a 3X or 2 shows that's a 3X in order to get your points. I want you to come hang with us. And if you don't want to come hang with us, then we don't want you to. But I don't ever want to hear somebody coming to one of our shows just to get their show or just to get points. That would just be embarrassing and heartbreaking. I want you to come because it's fun. So I don't want to entice you with points and extra points and stuff. So that's the reason we say just 5 shows. Just 5 shows in the class that you want to compete in. And so that's the reason we don't do the point thing. Business wise, I don't get it. I get that, okay, if I have a 4X show, I can get a lot of people at that one show. But if they come to that one show and they got 4 times and they only need 6, whatever, for points, well, that means I'm probably going to see them less throughout the year. And I want to see you all year. I don't want to just see you at one show. I just like to think I'm a better promoter to get you to the shows. And maybe if I would develop my product that would make you want to come to my show rather than make you come to my show for some points, we'd all have a little more fun. And that's where I stand on that. Kind of a pet peeve of mine. But I just don't understand the business and, idea of having a 2X, 3X, 4X show. I don't get it. But if you do get it, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to figure that out because I don't. And anybody I have talked to that's a business mind has not figured that out either. That's what I'm talking about because it's fun. That's what we want. Well, Andy, that's exactly my thoughts, and that's why I don't do it. But let me tell you what, you know what? I probably shouldn't. I'll just say this: the points you're acquiring, uh, right here, that you guys don't see because you only care about the finals right now because you're accustomed to having to have points for finals. But these points that you guys are acquiring, that I'm keeping up for you, that you don't even know probably what you have, they're going to come and be of a blessing to you pretty soon. When I say soon, 6 months, a year, but it's going to be something that's awesome, and you'll be happy to have it, and that it'll bring value to those points. It just won't be about a finals thing. It'll be for something else. But I can't wait to get that started. I so can't wait. It's going to be exciting. Well, what do you guys think? So I had to wing it by myself. I figured I would be on here 15 minutes because I'd be tired and boring without Jimmy, but I guess I winged it okay. But it seems like we may be stalling. You guys have any other questions before we wrap it up for the evening? I'm down to answer them. You got me right here. Right. I agree, Andy. That's why I kind of refuse to do it. A lot of but honestly, the only time I get asked for something such as this is a show promoter that might want me to do so many X points. I get that. A show promoter wants everybody at that show because they want the $50 or $25 or whatever it is to come in the gate. Can't blame them for that. They run the business too. But that's the only time anybody ever really asked me to do more than one, like a 2X or 3X, but we just don't do that. So some can only make a couple of shows a week. So now this is where I would say, Wes, I know y'all have a fair amount of shows up there in your area, but the fact that, and I don't think, man, I don't know anything really about the org that you do with, but we don't charge any kind of fees to the host, and we are able to provide a lot of shows, and we really don't have problems getting people with enough shows to make it to finals. Florida is a little bit of a struggle right now because there's only so many actual car shows down there, and I'm not down there to do little standalone shows, and we don't have a judge there right now. Richard's doing all he can out there, but even he cuts it close. I don't know how many shows he's got, but his area is so big that to get those guys to drive from North to South Carolina is like 10, 12 hours, So certain areas could be close where Richard is, but like just to give you an example where I'm at with what Jordan's down here, I think Jimmy may be kind of the same way. And within 2 hours of right here, I bet there's 50 shows a year. Now, I know that not everybody's going to do what I do, but most of our areas, I don't really think it's a problem for people to get the shows. But I think that's the case. The reason is that we don't have to pay a sanction fee. I don't know if if y'all have to pay sanction fee to the org or not. But I think that's one reason we can have as many shows we do, because the judges don't have to take that risk, of having to pay the fees and lose money on the show. Oh man, yeah. Plenty of them. They have the number 3 on them. Yes, they are there. They do exist. Yeah, I like it too, man. I do. And I'm not ruling out. I was talking with the owner of Bryant Radio up there, and so in Virginia we don't have a lot of shows. So and they was like, well, are we going to do something like to compensate for where we don't have shows? And I'm open to that idea, but I don't have anything in place right now. So let's see, paper sheet. Well, that's the same thing we do. So basically, the way we do it, it's kind of the same thing. If the judge doesn't make money, I don't make money. Nobody makes money. Yeah. So okay, and I don't know how about the per show thing. So if that's before or after, but like if you have to pay like a $250 fee to the org, if you can make that up in number of runs, that's okay, right? But if I hate for my judge to go in the hole, man. If it rains or there's only 3 people show up, I wouldn't want to do that. So the way we do, I don't want to tell our deal because I haven't really talked to all the judges to know if they would be okay with everybody knowing our deal. But I don't care. But it's basically set up to where if they don't make money, I don't make money. So, but they're also not going to go. And the only way they're going to go in a hole is if nobody shows up and they'll go in the whole gas money. I try to tell them not to go any further to where they don't have to get a hotel. So just gas money. Well, that's not too much money. That's you're going to get that back. And I think that org is really big up there too, right? Yeah, doing it for free. Yeah. I think I know that one. I was, man, I don't know them, and I get confused. If I say I'm gonna get it wrong, so I'm not. But I know, I don't know. But yeah, I don't want to make money. I would feel guilty if my judge sent me money and they went in the hole. I just couldn't take it inside. What's it going to be? So DB Drag and Iasca, where I came up and where I was competing in Mississippi, I have never seen a DB Drag show or an Iasca show. We had some USAC a good bit, and I read the history books about a show called Thunder on Wheels, but so yeah, these guys, I've never seen them, and that's kind of how Base Wars got going. We didn't have any shows of any kind in our area. Had I known that I could have been a judge for one of these other orgs, Base Wars would simply not exist. They wouldn't have even considered starting another org if I had known I could be a judge for another org. Wouldn't have done it. Didn't know, and we did what we did, and here we are. So, but yeah, so I don't know anything about them. I purposely stay off of. I've never been to a DB Drag website. I've never been to a Iasca website or a Mecca website. I don't want to know what they're doing because I don't want to copy them. Except Base Wars, I just know that something like Iasca. Everybody being Jordan says that base boxing is fun, and he described it to me, and it seemed like it was really fun. So I'd like to have something like that for us. I competed in and judged for USAC, and that would have been late 90s and early 90s to late 90s into the 2000s. I was judging in the 2000s. Right. Yeah, because they all left us hanging, man. We don't have any shows here. The only ones we would have is USAC, and that's the ones that Greg Miller would run. And still, Greg's passed, but his family and partners still run those. And we can't get into those shows. They won't let us in there. So now we just do stand-up Pop-A-Lone shows, which I will tell you guys, because of this, we can't get into those shows. I'm running. Me and David Bryant are partnering in a Jeep and truck show, and Jordan is going to come do the Base Wars part there in Loosedale on, I think, July the 22nd. So that'll be our first at bat running a car show of any kind, and hopefully we can get those built up so we won't be left out of the car shows around here. But in this area, The ones that people really like, we can't go in, and I don't like that. So we're going to create our own. We can go across the country into just about any car show, but we can't go, 2 miles from our house. But David, hey, I see you on a lot of graphics, man. I appreciate you coming to all those shows from everywhere, from Florida back up here to Mississippi to who knows where. Well, all right, guys. Well, isn't this odd? Maybe we should just start the show. We have more viewers right now that we're ending than we've had all night. It's this good hairdo I got going on in it. Well, all right. I am going to prepare a video for you guys. I think it's going to be our Slamology video again because we got Slamology in 2 weeks. We're excited to go. We went for the first time last year. This will be our second year. Man, we had a blast. We set up big. We ran big, and it was fun, and we're going to do it again. We're going to have more help, though last year we didn't have a problem running the number that we ran. Our lines were fast. I think one guy told me he waited 15 minutes, and that's the longest anybody stayed in one of our lines, I believe. We don't clamp much, so that helps us be fast where the others, they clamp and it takes a while. So, but if you come to our lane, we're going to hand you that clamp. You're going to clamp it. And we'll help you be fast, but that's how we do it. That's how we get everybody through that line as fast as we can. We'll set up 2 different lanes again. I'm not sure if we're going to have we're probably not going to have clamped on just one side. We only have 3 classes that we have to clamp in this whole score sheet, and that's those leashed professional classes. So I think we'll be fast. We just don't do that many clamp classes, so it'll be fast again. But we're excited about it. Hopefully, we did a total of 400, and I think it was either 406 or 408 runs last year. I hope we beat that this year just for fun, just because we like to compete too. We have already we're really just now getting into the warmer months, and we've already doubled what we ran as far as number of runs the year before last. So we really growed a lot, and I hope it reflects at Slamology. So, but yeah, so it's exciting. But we're going to pack our trailer up. We're going to leave on Thursday, drive up to Nashville, stay the night there, and then cruise on in the next morning, that Friday. There's a party of some kind at the racetrack Friday night of Slamology, a special 20-year little get together, I think. And then of course Saturday and Sunday, and we'll have a schedule of when we're cutting off and all that stuff for you guys too. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, we're going to have more people. Most of our judges, Richard's not going to be there. He's doing a sound quality show. I think in Tennessee. I think it's in Tennessee. And let's see, who else may not be there? Jason. I think most all of our people are going to be there. So I haven't heard from. I don't know if Dan O'Brien is going, but other than that, I think everybody's going to be there. So yeah, I'm sure I will. I try to get at least every area at least once, not twice. So. All right. Well, you guys, I appreciate you guys sticking with me. We're gonna wrap it up now. Right? Yeah, we need that. That needs to be me. Yeah. So. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, we'll be coming right through there Thursday night. Yeah, we'll be in Nashville Thursday night, and we're going to roll out Friday morning. It's too many hours to go from where I am to all the way up there in one day. If you factor in what would happen if something goes wrong. So this way I got opportunity to fix something if something goes wrong. That's the reason I break it into 2 days. So, because we're dragging a trailer up there with our stuff in it, we're going to have 6-8 tents to set up. So we'll have a big setup like we did last year. Well, all right. Well, no more questions. If you do, catch me next week or message me on Facebook, text me, or call me at 601-953-6504. I spend a lot of time on it, so if you call me, if I don't answer, I'll call you back. If you send me a message, it usually takes a little while, but I'll return you there. But that's my cell phone number. So, got any problems, you can always call me there. It might be, that number might be on the score. It's not on the score sheet, so I should put it on there. But it's everywhere. It's on the Facebook page. When you forget it, it's on Facebook page. I think it's on the website too. So, all right. Well, you guys enjoy this video, and we will see you guys next week. By popular demand, Base Wars is back at Slamology 2023, June 10th and the 11th in Indianapolis, Indiana at the Lucas Oil Raceway Park. Come enjoy one of our burp classes, clamp classes, music classes, or one of our demo classes. Pre-register for Base Wars at slamology.com.